Alrighty, let's try this again. Before kind of trying something new out today where I'm streaming both to Facebook and YouTube, and random hiccups happened along the way. And it is what it is, part of just getting better every day, trying new things out, and probably do another live on this about on another day. But in case you don't know who I am, my name is Armando Gong. I am a personal trainer. I'm an online fitness and wellness coach, and I'm also going to be a physical therapy student this upcoming fall. And one of the questions, I like to go on Reddit a lot just to help answer questions and kind of spread knowledge and kind of address some misinformation. And one of the recent questions I answered was in regards to whether you can get stronger using just resistance bands. And I thought this was a very good segue into just explaining how you can get stronger, whether you are just using resistance bands, weights, no equipment, body weight, and just like why you get stronger using these modalities. So I want to explain this in using two very simple ideas. The first one just talking about muscles, and the second one talking about stress. Now, what exactly do our muscles do? They help our bones move. And how do they do that? Because they are attaching to our bones via tendons. That's pretty much what their main function is, to help our bones move in terms of like this way, using your arms. Every time we're doing this, our muscles contract and they help us move. So that's the general gist of it. Now, I talked about the second point, which is stress. And I want to talk about this because why do we work out? Why do we exercise? Why do we lift weights, etc.? Well, our body likes to stay in a comfort zone. I think we can all agree that sometimes we like, whenever we try to do things that are outside our zone, we tend to not change. We try to just stay within our zones, and it takes a lot of effort to do that. Same thing with exercise and working out. We do something that's outside our norm, outside our zone, and whenever our body encounters something like this, it's called stress. And it can either be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on whether it's something we want to create for our body. Most of the time, people refer to like outside stresses like work, life, job, etc. as quote unquote stress, when in reality, stress can either be productive or unproductive. And in this particular case, training, exercise, and things like working out are very productive stresses. So every time we work out, we train, we exercise, we're always trying to make our body move in ways that it is not used to. Our muscles are doing the same thing. It's not used to moving that same way, and therefore it is encountering some type of stress. Now, our body likes to stay in our comfort zone. So what does it do the next time? It sees the stress this one time. Then the next time, it tries to adapt, change a little bit so that the box that's it living in will kind of encompass that stress, so that the next time it sees the stress, it doesn't get shocked by it. And that's pretty much why we try to train, and why we try to shift our zones, and why we try to get our bodies to improve. Our bodies see the stress, and it tries to improve so that the next time it sees it, it does not get out of this box nearly as much. And that's a general gist of it. So what does that, how I'm explaining this is basically that our muscles adapt based on whatever type of stress it gets, whatever type of stress it experiences. So can you do this? Most of the time, it's typically done with weights. So the more weights you put on, the more your body has to move, the more your muscles have to move, and the more force it has to experience. And that's how it adapts. Same thing with resistance bands. After a certain point, we can't do as many reps, and it's just harder to do things, and we're experiencing the point where like we're not used to doing anymore. And that's another type of stress. Same thing with machines. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions is that you can't really do this with body weight, because that only means like we are doing lots and lots of reps over and over again in order to get to that point where the stress actually stresses our body. How we're moving is actually hard enough that it actually stresses that. And I would like to just basically point out that this is kind of like a misconception, because let me take an example as a body weight squat, right? Assuming that I'm weighing 100 pounds, right? I do one regular body squat. Each leg experiences 50 pounds, right? Now, if I switch up the exercise a little bit to be, instead of a two-legged body weight squat, into a one-legged body weight squat, I'm still weighing the same amount, right? But now my one leg has to experience 100 pounds instead of 200, instead of each leg experiencing 50 pounds. And so that's just one very simple example of how it is that we can get our bodies to experience more force than it's normally used to, and therefore stress it in a way that it is not used to. You can pretty much do this with almost every other type of exercise in the body weight category. Push-ups, you can slowly do one-arm push-ups, or even archer push-ups, or even planche push-ups, and same thing with pull-ups, and lots of other body weight exercises, because the whole point of it is that we are trying to introduce a stress to our body that is not used to, that it cannot handle. And that is basically the bottom line of it. You can basically get stronger using whatever modality you want, whichever modality you like to do, as long as you can stress your body properly and get it to be very challenging. You don't need to do just 20 repetitions of, let's say, a body weight squat in order to get to where you want. Try changing up the exercise and make it a little harder so that you can do less repetitions, so that you can do it in less time. And that is the basic general gist of it. I hope you got something out of this very short talk, because I just wanted to dispel this misconception and just basically give a very small primer of why it is that we go through strength training. We try to make our bodies experience something harder, whether doing whatever modality we want to do, doing either running, strength training, jogging, body weight exercises at home, get it to adapt and slowly get better from that, because our body does not like to change. And that's how it does it, by making sure that anytime we encounter that same stress again, it's better than that, and it's not actually nearly as stressful as the following time. Hope you got something out of this. Please leave a comment or a question below if you have anything to say. And I will do this another live tomorrow again. So take it easy. Take it easy. Bye.